here today. Really excited to introduce Dan and his team with what they do. You guys are probably all familiar with the concept of what this is. It just works amazingly well, and it's evolved over the years. And it's something that, years ago, we took a look at, and yeah, it's great, but just forwarding your postal service mailbox really didn't, there wasn't that much more than that. And then, as everything, it evolved, and, in present day now we have OneSource Solutions, which handles everything. And in this day and age now with, people cutting the cord and, all these security systems that people are using, all the smart home stuff, which I put in my home and I'm still trying to figure it out. But, getting in, it can be a little daunting. And in keeping with what we tried to bring to you, the LoKation agent, is what can we do to make you look better? Is there any way we can prop you up, put you on a pedestal, so you're that much more likely to get referral? We want your clients post the transaction to scream from the rooftops about how great you were and how you went above and beyond. We have an insurance company, not because it's a big money maker, but because if you proactively go on and get some quotes for your clients, especially if they're from out of town, wow, I wish my realtor would have done that for me back in the day, because I came to find out post facto that I was in a flood zone that I wasn't aware of, and there's an extra $3,000 a year. So it's providing information. It's anticipating your client's need. You are a trusted advisor, so you bringing this information to them, just again, separate you from others just going through their paces. This falls under that category immensely. We have set up under our resources tab, anyone who's on the call and has not been to our resources tab under the sphere should do it right now. You're on a computer, go check it out right now. There's a ton of stuff in there that agents aren't aware of, that, everything from telemedicine to discounts with other vendors. There's just a slew of stuff on there that may or may not be of interest to you. But one of those things that we just added is the OneSource, and I'm just looking for the link here. I was just on it. At the bottom, convenience and consumer discounts, OneSource Solutions. As you guys have all probably inferred, whether it's your phone, cable, electric, internet, alarm, water, gas, everything that needs to be switched over when you move into a home, OneSource can take care of it. And best of all, it's free. So I'll turn this over here to Dan, but at the conclusion we'll take your questions. But go ahead and know that this is on the resource tab. All you have to do is fill out a short form, and that will go straight to Dan and his team. They're a very large company, and they will jump into action on you and your client's behalf. Obviously, you want to let your clients know that they will be reaching out, but, preface it, hey, as a courtesy, I took the liberty of going ahead and reaching out to a free service for you. I've used it for other clients. I think it saves a lot of time and hassle. I myself was just on hold for 45 minutes before I hung up with my cable company, ironically. So without further ado, I'll turn it over to you, Dan. You tell me how great it is and how easy it is.
I appreciate that, Jeremy. I couldn't have said that any better. That was very well said.
And you're still on mute. Tommy, can you unmute?
It says I'm unmuted.
No,
Can you?
Or I can just try to read his lips and
I can hear him.
tell you what he's saying.
Yeah,
I can hear him.
Dan.
All right, so only person who can't hear me is Jeremy. Okay.
Tommy?
I guess so.
Okay, so
Hang on 1 second, Dan. You can't unmute in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. Oh, really? All right. Well, I guess I'm the only one locked out, so I'm going to mute myself and let Dan take it over. Tommy, will you moderate then, since I can't hear? All right. Thanks, guys. After you, Dan.
All right. Like Jeremy said, we want to help differentiate real estate companies, offices, brokerages, an agent to help you guys differentiate yourself from anyone else. Since I've been in the industry, just a background, our company's been in the industry for 15 years. We were one of the first concierge services to come into the industry, into the real estate space. Now, there's a lot of other ones out there. And so the one thing that we do that keeps us different, we're more of a white glove service. And I'll go through everything that differentiates us from just a normal setup, what a client all has to go through. As you know, as an agent, you already know what a client has to go through, and it's a lot. It's not a fun process to go through. And we just want to make their moving experience easier, less hassle, and take some of that away from them. And so just to go over a few things, obviously the biggest thing for a client when they're trying to set up their utilities is sitting on hold forever and ever and ever and getting transferred to this person or that person. Or you have a client that's moving, that's an international move, or they're moving from state to state. They don't know who to call. And so that's where we come in. And even if it's a local move, it doesn't have to be a state-to-state move. Like I said, nobody wants to sit on the phone for hours trying to get this set up, themselves. And that goes the same with the utilities. The one thing about the entertainment side. So for the home entertainment, TV, internet, home phone, home security, we give them more. It's 100% unbiased. If a client is going to just reach out to AT&T, let's say, that's available in their area. Obviously, AT&T is going to do their job and try to hard sell your client on their services only. Whereas we will give them a side-by-side if they have Comcast and AT&T available in their area. We'll ask them which they'd like to hear about, and we'll give them a side-by-side comparison for their first month or their first year over their next year, and what the pricings will look like. And we get very detailed when it comes into the entertainment services that I'll go into in a little bit to figure out what could be the best package for them. But at the end of the day, it's going to be your client's decision. Now, to touch base on some of this not for the entertainment, for the basic utilities, trash, sewer, water, and gas. So some of the providers are different. We understand some states are regulated. Some states are deregulated, and that is totally fine. We have a lot in Texas. Texas has like 500 different, energy providers and water. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter who they choose. But one thing that will differentiate from area to area, if you are deregulated or even just regulated, is some of the providers will require maybe different things. So for instance, let's just say best case scenario is we are able to call and schedule all of their appointments. We do partner, and we will reach out to providers to try to partner with them on a more one-to-one basis. For here in St. Louis, we have Ameren and Spire for gas and electric, and that's it. And we have a very close relationship, so we can set everything up for the clients. So we can make the calls, schedule the appointments and everything. Now, in other states, we are able to do that as well. Some states and some gas and electric providers, they require to speak to the client directly. What will happen is when we get to that point on the call where they need to speak with the clients, we will conference call that client in. So that, again, alleviating them to be sitting on hold and trying to get it all done by themselves. The worst case scenario is the gas company or water company requires the client to go into the building and present the deed or any other documentation, and they have to do it in person. Obviously, we cannot do that. We can't go on behalf of that person, act like them, and be in every single state. We will get them all the information they need, the documentation that they're going to need, the address of the building that they need to go to. Again, we will do everything in as much as we can to help them out. But again, just keep that in mind. Some of the utility providers do require some different type of requirements, and we will do our best to set up some type of partnership with them if we run into those things, and to streamline it so that we don't have to have the clients on the calls at all. So just keep that in mind for future. So OneSource, what we do, it's a one-time phone call. instead of them, typically they say it's 7 to 10 phone calls a new homeowner has to make for their gas, water, electric, sewer, trash, TV, internet, home security, whatever it is 7 to 10 calls. We are one phone call. Within one phone call, it takes anywhere between 10 minutes. It could be even less if they just want utilities, or it could be upwards of 25 minutes if they want everything. If they want us to set up internet, TV, home security. So instead of a client wasting 5 to 7 hours, they can waste maybe 10 to 30 minutes tops, let's just say. And we'll make sure we get everything handled for them. For home security, we are partnered with ADT and Vivint. So two of the biggest across the country. They're two different beasts, I like to say, because ADT has a contract, Vivint does not have a contract. So it's cool to be able to offer both of them. We have a very close relationship with both. And so with Vivint, we can work with whether it's a property manager or like a tenant and they're just renting. ADT is more so for new homeowners because of their 3-year contract. So we have a bunch of different offers for the clients for both of those partnerships. During the process of when we are speaking with your client on that first phone call, the difference between us and some other companies, why I say we're a white glove service, we will guarantee 100% who their provider is for their gas, their water, electric, sewer, trash, everything. Some companies that mock like our model, they're on online base. So it's based off an algorithm where you have a client that may be moving into a rural area. Well, it doesn't give them a very good accurate of who their providers are then. And again, with OneSource, we will 100% guarantee we will figure out every single provider and be exact with who it is. And we will help assist with making all the connections. We also offer mover discount coupons. The coupon for Home Depot, we just got that increased to 15%. So clients can get a 15% mover coupon, 15% off. They typically said, Home Depot said, most people who do utilize our coupons spend anywhere between $1,500 to $3,000. So they'll get about 15% off of that, which is awesome. The process, so when you refer your clients, our appointment scheduler is going to schedule the appointment to have them speak with our research team. The research team will get on the phone, and that's the time that it's the 15 to 25 minute call that they'll be on. Once they go through everything, they figure out what they need. The product specialist will get everything together, schedule their appointments, and then we will also towards the end, the confirmation emails goes out to the client and to the real estate agent. So the real estate agent, as you guys, for you will know if your clients set up their gas, their electric, their water. So you're not going to the closing table and you're finalizing everything and you're like, well, what the hell? You guys didn't get your electric turned on. Why haven't you done this yet? I know a lot of agents tell me that, and it's a pain in the butt. You don't have to worry about that. We will tell you. We will keep you informed of everything that they got set up, or they didn't get set up, or they didn't utilize the program. We want you guys to always be informed of what's going on. These are your clients. Like I said, so the appointment setter is going to make the first contact to your clients. We will make one phone call. So typically we want to be able to get in touch with your clients as soon as you have a contract that goes to pending. So let's say today you had a contract that goes to pending and they're closing in, let's just say July 15th. We will not contact your client until 3 weeks before the closing day. So if you have a client closing in October, we're never going to call them. We're not going to contact them until 3 weeks before the projected close date. If they do not answer on that first phone call, they will also receive an introductory email. This is going to be a little bit different for you guys since you're going to be sending them over and letting them know. So I don't see this happening too much of them not answering. But if they end up not ever answering us, we will send an email to the agent letting you know, hey, we've reached out to your client. We've never been able to get in touch with them. We sent our final notice. We want to keep you in the loop. So if you want to reach out to them, we recommend you say, hey, so-and-so, I'd seen that you haven't, answered OneSource. Did you get everything set up for your house? Are you good with your electric? And it just gives them that reminder like, oh shoot, I meant to call them back. And So again, that's why we like to make a 3-call process. The first call is introduction. If they answer, then we don't need to make any more calls. If they tell us right then and there that they don't want us to be contacted anymore, we will never call them again. But if we can't ever get in touch with them though, that's when we'll stick to the 3-call process. The first call is 3 weeks, the second call is 2 weeks before the close, and the third call is a week before the close. And another big question I know that we get a lot is, what happens if the moving date changes? We got everything scheduled, everything's supposed to go in next week, and they get pushed back 2 weeks, let's say. We will call all the providers, the gas, water, electric, and we will reschedule every single appointment for your clients. And again, alleviating them to have to make even more phone calls to reschedule all their appointments. We will do that for your clients. The research team, this is the team that's going to go over everything and figure out who the providers are and get the 100% guarantee of who their gas, water, electric, sewer, trash are. Like I said, some of the providers are going to require to speak to the customers directly. Some will want them to go into the office. Again, we will always do as much as we can for the clients. For the entertainment needs, so it's really cool. Once I became the director of business development over here at OneSource, is hearing how specific our team gets with the clients. They will ask the clients, how many kids do you have? Do they play games? Do they have tablets? Do you guys have Roombas? Nowadays, I mean, you have faucets that run off of internet. A lot of people don't realize how many devices are on their Wi-Fi. So we'll ask them and try to get a number. And then our team will go through and say, okay, well, let's say Xfinity and AT&T are in your area, and Xfinity only offers you like a 30 megabit, and you have 20 devices on your Wi-Fi. We're not going to probably recommend that, because your internet will probably never work for you because it's too much. And we'll let them know, hey, AT&T has 100, they have 300, they have 1,000 gig. You know, again, at the end of the day, we don't get paid any differently by a higher package or lower package. It doesn't matter to us. We just want to give them the most education that we can, so that they aren't just getting some cheap internet that's not going to be able to maintain all of the devices on their Wi-Fi. Again, they'll just tell us which package they want to go with. At the end of the day, we will schedule those appointments. The product specialists, they're the ones that will discuss with the homeowner as well to finalize the connections, making sure that their appointments are scheduled on a timely manner with the client, making sure that everything is scheduled to their move. They're the ones that are pretty much just trying to maintain all the scheduled appointments for your clients. This is a sample email that will be sent to your clients or to you as an agent, letting you know, here are the gas, this is the electric, this is what they got set up. These are just some of the confirmation emails, just so you guys know what they look like. I can also send this over to you. If you guys have any questions, I will email this whole presentation over to Jeremy as well, so he can share this with your team. But this is just what a rough a confirmation email will look like for you and your clients. So I don't know if anyone has any questions directly they like to ask. One thing I do recommend is to give us a shot. You know, I do believe the industry right now in the real estate, as long as I've been doing this and going to these conferences and learning more and more and more, this is a huge thing. A lot of real estate companies and franchises, some of the big players are trying to, they're trying to make their own type concierge service, because again, right now, this is something that just adds a great service for you as an agent, to your brand, to the company, to be able to offer something really cool and special for them, and it's free. There's no cost for you guys. There's no cost for the clients, and we're nationwide. We're in all 50 states. And so without that, that is OneSource Solutions, and I'll be more than glad to answer any questions. If you guys have anything, I'm really excited to work with you guys. Jeremy has been awesome to work with. He has done a lot to help me put this presentation together and this partnership. So thank you, Jeremy, for everything you've done. And I'm really looking forward to launching this partnership with you guys.
Thanks so much, Dan. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, feel free to type them into the chat, and I can ask Dan that way. I also allowed everybody to unmute themselves. You should be able to unmute yourselves if you want to ask any questions.
Thanks, guys. This is Jeremy here. Dan, I think you already sent me a PDF with the OneSource location. Just kind of a PDF, right?
Yeah, so I'm going to share that with you right now. I wanted to share that on screen as well. This is what the PDF will look like for your team.
Yep, that's the one. So would you just resend that to me?
Of course.
If you wouldn't mind, just to put it at the top of my inbox. I'm going to post this on our Facebook group. I'll link back to our resources tab. Again, if you click that link, you may have to log in. So that will have this to be able to print and include in any package you might, whether it's a buyer or seller, present to them. So everything's there. Obviously, a really neat service. Really kind of helps you guys get that extra appreciation from your clients, at least in my humble opinion. Great to have OneSource. I'll tell you, we looked at a lot of companies that do this, and Dan and his team at OneSource kept coming to the top. So for that, know that you're in great hands here.
One thing I want to add as well, one thing that we are almost finished with, which I'm really excited to launch. Like I said, we're more of a white glove service. A lot of these other concierge services that are in the industry, they are more of an online platform, or they more so just give information, and they're not so hands-on. One cool thing that we will have launched, it's almost finished, is an app. So say your clients do not want to have the full white glove experience. Let's say they want to just do it on their own. Well, they will be able to do that. We are going to have our app built. It's almost done. I'm hoping in the next 2 months it will be completely finalized. And then you guys will be able to offer the app to your clients. Like, hey, if you guys don't want to utilize it, you don't want to call them, you don't want to call, here's the app. You can go download OneSource's app, and they can just do it all themselves. Obviously, that's definitely geared towards a lot of millennials. Obviously, that's who are mainly buying homes right now. They like being more tech savvy, and they like to do stuff on their own because they can do everything on their own, apparently. So this app will help capture those type of new home buyers and make it easier. Hey, download the app. You guys can do it yourself. You don't have to have any phone calls then. So I'm really excited for that. We will let you know when that is launched as well. We'll keep you guys in the loop so when you guys can start offering that too.
Miss Michelle Butler, did you have a question?
I did. I'm wondering about marketing materials like that I could use to put me in. So the funny thing is, you said white glove service because that's all about, I'm the butler. The butler did it. And I'm your butler in real estate, and I give white glove service. So this is perfect for me, Dan. Thank you. But I'm wondering how I can market with this. Do you have materials that I can, put on Facebook or whatever to?
I just had an ad. It's funny you say that. I just had an ad created for me yesterday, actually. They just sent it back to me, and it looks awesome. I love it, and I can send that over to you, absolutely. And you can definitely utilize that. It looks good, and I can share that with Jeremy to share with your team. The ad, we own the ad. So I have a company that is creating these ads for us, and so I'd be more than glad to share those with you guys. Absolutely. I love that.
Dan, would you go ahead and, if you wouldn't, sorry, Michelle, if you wouldn't mind co-branding that, just throw our logo
Sure,
on,
absolutely. Absolutely.
and send that to me. I will make sure I'll just send it to Michelle directly, since you don't have her contact info. If that's okay with you, Michelle. And then I'll also add it to the resources tab as a download.
Yeah, that's perfect. I can definitely do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Michelle.
I like it. The butler. White glove service.
I like that. I like that.
The butler made me do it.
Do you guys want to see my sign really quick?
I do. Share it.
I'll be right back. Continue.
Okay. While we're waiting on Michelle's sign, which I'm sure as soon as she shows me, I'm going to have to tell her she can't use it anymore because it's a violation. But does anybody else have any questions, any of the thoughts, or how this might be used, or the best way to preface it to a client? Again, it's a value add service, so it's pretty straightforward in my book. But
And we're going to be adding new things too. So if you guys have recommendations, or you have any, let's say, specific vendors in your area as an agent that you personally offer, let me know, because in this app, we can build a platform for, let's just say it's LoKation, RE, or just for the agent, and offer just very specific vendors that you personally offer. And so if you guys have anything like that, let me know. Let Jeremy know to let me know, vice versa, so that we can. Oh, that's awesome.
the butler did it. That's
I love
great,
it.
Michelle.
That is awesome. I love it.
Well done. Well done.
That is awesome.
Can I use that, Jeremy?
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay, thanks.
No, I'm sorry. We actually don't allow caricatures on our signs.
Yeah, right. That's what I really look like. What are you talking about?
That's a spitting image. No, that's just Florida. You're fine.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you guys have any feedback, or you want us to add anything, please let us know. I have a new partnership that I am launching that is going to be coinciding with OneSource. They are a pretty much a virtual moving company, and so it will be an offer to your clients as well if they want to. It'll just be something that hey, do you need any virtual or moving assistance or anything like that? It's a virtual moving assistant coach. It's a really cool platform. I'm actually really excited to launch this partnership. I think it's going to be really cool to see what it can do for new homeowners. I know a lot of the times, by the time we get them, they already have that stuff figured out. But again, we're always looking to add. So we want to be able to offer as much as we can to your clients. And if you guys have anything, please let Jeremy know to let me know, and we will do what we can to offer those services for your clients.
Absolutely. All right.
Dan, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I got a call, so I had to get off the video for a minute. But are you willing to tell me again how you offer it for free?
Sure, absolutely. No, I didn't even say that. Good question. I love it. So we act as an authorized dealer for AT&T, DirecTV, Spectrum, Comcast, ADT, Vivint Home Security, all the providers that we offer. We make $0 on homeowner the utilities. We get paid on the back end just from the home entertainment services. So AT&T, they pay us on the back end when we set up a client.
Okay.
That's a great question. That's the number one question, is how do you guys get paid if it's free?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Anybody else? Any other questions? Going once, going twice. It's on the resources tab, everybody. I'll be adding some more stuff. I'll follow up with some Facebook posts in both Facebook groups in Colorado, Florida. And in a day or so, when Dan has some extra stuff for me, I will go back and add to that or repost. In the interim, if you need anything, again, just reach out to me. You guys should all have my contact information, jeremy@lokationre.com, or just give me a call. And happy to help.
Thank you guys very much for having me here. I'm really looking forward to working with you guys.
Thanks, Dan.
Likewise, Dan.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Dan.
it, buddy.
Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, great day, everybody. Thank you.